Hey guys, today I'll be talking about how to maintain your own server. There are several benefits of having your own server. First is control your own data. I know a lot of people store your own data on Dropbox, and I do too. But at the end of the day, we're still saving documents and files on other server. That means they have full access to your files, which means insecure. If you don't want anybody else to look at what you have, you can just one of the best things to do is just install your own server, and also nothing unexpected will happen. And you can also install a lot of servers that only designed for yourself. So there's mainly two ways to having your own server. First is installing your own server, which is what I'm going to elaborate today. It requires a little bit of port forwarding. Secondly, you can rent a server from lintcode.com, which is pretty cheap, about $20 or $10 a month, and they will configure everything for you, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, let's get started. The first thing we need to know is the setup. This is the setup I had for my mainframe, not my frame, my desktop. It has a i7 processor at 4 gigahertz, and has a RAM at 16 gigabytes, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960. It doesn't matter for the graphic card at here, and 1 terabyte storage, which is way more than enough what you need to use. And this is what it looks like. Actually, any kind of the desktop or laptop can be a server. Next, we need to learn how to talk to the server like we did in a CMD. So the language is called Linux, which I found a guide online that is super helpful for me. And the lecture from 2 to 6, which are the lecture that I definitely suggest you guys to read it. Should be more than enough that we need to use. Alright, next we need to install the operating system. I do suggest you guys to install CentOS or Ubuntu. I do not like FreeBSD. The way it's insert is very tricky for me. So I choose CentOS or Ubuntu. And if you can download those at their home pages, it should be looks like one of these files, IOSF files. Since I'm demonstrating you guys on VMware, I do not have to copy the ISO file to USB or USB flash drive, but you guys do since you are setting up your own desktop environment. Yeah, and that's it. So you can install it and do the configuration, partition, all that stuff. You can have fun with yourself, and it looks like this when it's everything done. This is classic CentOS 7 Linux CentOS Linux 7 login screen. So I can log in right here. So username can be root, and I enter my password and this. So it says like let's log in with on Monday and stuff like that. Next, we'll be talking about several servers we need to install to help the server. We're gonna do FTP uh, and the NFS, which both are the ways that help your server get or retrieve data from or to your other places. Alright, first let's do FTP. Oh, before that, I got a couple useful lecture that can help you guys. Here's the URL right here. Pretty useful. This one is for FTP. This is for NFS server. First, we're gonna install both packages right here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is just yum install vs ftpd. It says nothing to do because I already installed that. And there's several things we need to configure after we did that. So there's this file we need to change it. Hold on one second. Let me find the files real quick. Yeah, that's the file. It's located under /etc/vsftpd.conf. So we open it. We need to change the anomalous slash enable this line right here to yes. And remember you need to uncomment it. So if you already done that, so what you're gonna do is like write and quit. So it's saved. That's for FTP. There's like more tricks you guys want to do. You can go check on the lecture web page I gave you guys. And on the other hand, I'm gonna do the NFS server. So what I'm gonna this is the NFS server. So I'm gonna install the server first. Alright, so yum like we did in the FTP, yum install NFS utos. It says nothing to do, and again that's because I already installed that. And the next we need to make a one point, so everything like a folder in a Windows language, so that folder is shared to everyone, shared to the one you want to share to. You get it in a second. So we have to install it. We already installed it, so we have to make that folder. So mkdir nfs. It says cannot create file already exists. That's because I already created those files before, and I already changed the permissions. Next, I have to select those exports, which is the computers we have to share with. Alright, so we need to open this file. vi means open export. See right here, I have to specify the IP address for the other one. Write and read right here. Cynic, which means you can make changes from both sides, and no root squash means the root user can log in as well. And as long as you did that, you can write and quit. That is done for the client side. Then you need to mount this folder to your that is done for the server side. Then you need to mount this folder to your client, which I'm not gonna do it right here, but if you're interested, you can definitely read the files I provided. Alright, last, to make your server as a NAT server, we need to do the ports forwarding, which is required your router's root username and root password. I'm not gonna do it right here because I don't have those. I live in an apartment, but yeah, this is what it's supposed to looks like. It looks like this after you enter your root login, a root username and root password. You can specify what kind of the server you want. You can see post forwarding, then the server IP address, which is the relative IP address you can get, and do the start port is 80 and port is 80 and server IP address right here HTTP, and the you can add to the service, which that allows others can see your server from other network, let's say, instead of just the network you're under right now. Next thing we need to install is a patch, which we like a housekeeper, which will handle all kind of requests. Like maybe you can save your website code on it, and he can help to host it. You have to have this because the server originally does not know how to handle those service. So let's gonna install it. So right here I'm gonna do yum install. Uh, oh yeah, I do have one of those documents for you guys as well. How to install patch on 707. So I'm gonna do is yum install httpd. So let's wait him to install a little bit. I already installed it, so it says nothing to do, which is pretty normal. And the next thing to do is load a patch through the firewall, because not originally it's not. So it says ports 80 and ports 443. So let's do that. So we're gonna do is like sudo means like we're forcing them to do it. Firewall /cmd permanent add add ports equals to 80, ports equals to 80 /tcp. Oops, I mistyped. Wait a second. Oh yeah, hold on. Oh yeah, I got an extra asset here. Yep. Oops. Says success. So we're gonna do it again for over 3 right here. 2 is success 2. So yeah, and then we can start the service like time system ctl start httpd, and the server will be started, stuff like that. And that is basically it. That is basically how do you configure your server. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and you can ask me a question as you want it. Thank you.